Hello and welcome back to the Non-League Podcast with myself, Lee Simons. And today is slightly different. I do have a special guest with me, but we're also doing a season review on Thetford Town, who actually play in the Premier Division. So my guest for today is Simon Staines. Hello, Simon. How are you?
Yeah, hi Lee. How are you?
Yeah, very well. Thank you. Very well. I know we're still in isolation. I think it's now, fifth or sixth week of isolation, but hasn't been too bad for us.
No, it's been okay for me actually. I'm still able to work, so that helps and gives a bit of structure to the day, and the weather's been quite nice as well. So yeah, on a sort of personal level, it's been fine so far.
Perfect. That's good. So before we get started on the season review for Thetford, can we just have a little bit of a background for yourself, please, and how you got into football?
Yeah, sure. It's probably not going to be as interesting as some of your guests you've had on this week, but
Okay.
it's quite a short issue, I guess. But I first started going to Thetford in the 16-17 season. I think my first game was Coggeshall,
Okay.
from memory, which was a 3-2 win, I think.
Yeah.
And from there, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was, I don't really know why I went down there. I think just I fancied something to do and went down to watch it, and I really enjoyed the game and started to go to some more games from there. And then I think they needed someone to do the match reports, and I've always liked writing about football. Even when I was a kid, I used to really enjoy writing about it. Because I think the local paper in Thetford, the Thetford and Brandon, didn't have any kind of coverage of Thetford on it. It's a paper that goes around to every house in Thetford.
Yeah.
Quite a good circulation, but it was like the local football team wasn't getting featured at all, so they wanted someone to write the match reports, so they could actually feature on the back of that. So I started doing that and submitting them, and I've been doing it ever since. So I think 3 seasons. I think I've probably been to about 75 games, 80 games, I'd say.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
I always try and go to every game on a Saturday. I always try and go to, and then the odd away game here and there as well. So yeah, I think I've probably done maybe 60, 70 reports since then.
Wow. That's good for the club. At least it's we're trying to get them advertising and get them more people involved in the club as well, which is really good. That's what we need, really.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's the message out there a bit more that there's probably people that, particularly with a lot of new estates in Thetford as well, people maybe move into the town, don't really perhaps even realise there's a football team there. So if it helps get the message out there a bit more, that's good. And I think that hopefully the players appreciate it as well, even if I'm, even if they've lost and I'm maybe not praising them too much, if I'm being a bit critical, maybe hopefully they appreciate, the fact that they deserve a bit. They deserve, I think, to be featured in the paper, and hopefully they appreciate it.
Definitely. So on to the season review of the 1920 season for pre-season and all the new players coming in, because we were coming off a cup final loss, and I felt to myself that we could actually go on and actually get another cup run and maybe push up the table, because we finished 12th or 10th for last season, and then of course all the new players coming in, and pre-season for me it looked pretty good, really.
Yeah, I think for me as well, actually. I think coming into the season, I think it was obviously Walter Rocker left last season, who was the division's top goal scorer. He left at the end of the last season, so that was a bit of a blow, because he just provided so many goals for the club. But I think the pre-season was good. The results were from memory. I didn't go to any games, but I think the results were good, and Danny had put a good squad together. Certainly on paper, it looked like a good squad. Brought some 4 or 5 new players in. I think Max Melanson probably the most notable of them, coming back from Stowmarket. So I think confidence going into the season was quite high. Probably a top 10 aim would have been fair, I think.
Yeah, definitely, because I thought that was a really good sign. And when Max come back from Stowmarket Town, I thought, we could really push on, especially with quality, what is good. But all the team had quality as well. But it was a bit disappointing that Volta or Calvin Castro didn't stay. But I know they want to do bigger things apart from Thetford. But good luck to them. Pre-season, it wasn't too bad. I went to about 4 or 5 of the games. Saw against this town, Lakenheath, Kingston reserves as well. I thought, we were pretty good. And of course, we had Norwich CBS as well. We did look pretty good on paper, and it did show in pre-season. But then the first game of the season at Walsham, we did make that victory, which was good. I think we did have nearly 200 people in attendance on that game as well, I think.
Yeah, it was a good night. I think from memory, it was a Friday evening. I think we played Walsham, and as you say, confidence into going into the game was good around the club, I think, and obviously to get off to a winning start, I think that I think everyone felt like it was going to be a good season. But I think, if you'd have said after that game the club would, I think we 12 games without a win after that, or 12 defeats in a row, I don't think too many people would have believed you, to be honest. But obviously that's what's happened.
Yeah, exactly. And we did have some three decent strikes in that game against Walsham, especially from Liam Hemminger. He did a nice, cool finish. One of the new signs as well from Thetford Rovers. He done pretty well. And of course, then you had the Walsham goal. That was a pretty good goal as well. And also Bradley Sando scoring again, because he was pretty prolific in pre-season, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. I can't remember what game it was. I remember him scoring one fantastic goal. I can't remember. I think it might have been in the Walsham game, actually, from it was a volley, I think, from the edge of the area. So it feels like a long time ago now, to be honest. It does feel like such a long time ago. I can't really remember, but yeah, he certainly was flying at the start of the season for sure. Definitely.
And then, of course, you were saying about the 12 defeats or the 12 without a win. It seemed a bit different, really, because the Swaffham game, I thought we could have won that. We lost in the FA Cup as well, and then of course we went away to Haverhill, Stanway Rovers as well, two decent teams. Of course, we lost at Haverhill Rovers with a spectacular goal as well, right in the last few minutes. And then Stanway Rovers, I think they're a really strong physical team, aren't they?
Yeah, it was. I think the thing about that run was it was 12 defeats and 10 of them in the league, and as you say, got knocked out the FA Cup, got knocked out the FA Bars. I never really felt at that time it wasn't really a team that was. It wasn't like Thetford were a bad team at the time. They weren't getting beat 4 or 5 every week. It was always very slim margins, and games seemed to tip on one or two things, one or two decisions. And I was having a look back at the results, and 8 of the 12 of them were by one goal.
Yeah.
So it wasn't, and other defeats as well in the league, as you say, Stanway was one of them, and there was other teams they lost to: Newmarket, Norwich United, Wroxham. So these were teams that would finish the season, 2nd to 5th. So it wasn't. I think looking back, it felt quite hard at the time. I think you saw the players at the ends of games, and they were kind of on their knees at the end of games, because I think they were, they probably realised they weren't bad players. They just couldn't get a win for anything, and I think I got the impression they really felt it at the time, But I think looking back, it probably wasn't as bad as what it felt actually at the time. There's a couple of games as well where I think we had players sent off when we were, I think, Newmarket away, and we had a player sent off there, and we were playing really well there in a good position. I think Whitton game as well, we had players sent off. So I think it was things like that as well. There's quite a few factors, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I remember going to the Newmarket Town game away from home. It was a really hot day. We did actually take the lead within the first 10 minutes. I think it was Michael Campbell scoring. Scoring a goal, and then of course they scored 2 quick goals, and then Elliot Gibson, who was playing for us, scored the equaliser. Then it kind of went a bit of a downhill when Bruno got sent off for 2 bookable offences, and then backs against the walls, 11 against 10. It was really hard on them. Of course, then the guys made a mistake, and then lost it 4-2 at the end of the game, but. They should really take credit for that game, because I thought they really played really well in that game.
Yeah, I remember it well. I was there as well, and I think it's probably one of my favourite. I really like going there. It's a really nice ground, actually, with the artificial, even with the artificial pitch. I quite like it. I think Thetford always seem to play quite well there, and I think I've been there the last 3 seasons, and they always seem to play. I think they like the surface because they can play good football on it. So I do like going there, and I think as you say. Thetford were really on top in that game. I remember Michael Campbell, they couldn't live with him at all that day. He was playing up front.
Yeah.
They just couldn't cope with his pace at all. I think we had some chances. As you say, we scored a couple, I think, but then we missed chances as well that day. Had good chances, just then had a player sent off, and it was stuff like that. As I say, at that time, it wasn't bad players. It was just very fine, very fine things going against the team at the time, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
And I felt for Danny as well, because he'd been there for a long time. He put, Danny White, the manager, he put a lot of time into the club, and felt for him as well, because it must have been hard for him, having certainly a good team, good players, and they just couldn't get the results at the time.
Yeah, definitely. I do feel sorry for Danny as well. I think most of the fans do, the committee, the chairman. Of course, Nigel was on earlier on in the podcast, he was saying about Danny, his relationship with Danny was really, really good, but he just felt that he took it on himself that it wasn't going the right way for the team, and it was like something was missing in that in those 12 games.
Yeah, definitely. I think it really annoys me when you see people, they criticise managers at this level. You see it, if you see it, it's because they are really effectively volunteers. They're putting a lot of time into the clubs. They're having to spend, they do so much, have to do so much around the clubs. They haven't necessarily got that much support, and I think they deserve respect. I think that managers at this level, because they're having to constantly, contact players, try and bring players in. It's hard work, and I don't like it when you see managers getting criticised. Really.
Definitely.
At this level,
definitely. Yeah, I know what you mean. I do feel sorry for managers at all levels on the Premier Division, because every team in that division last season I thought that was really good, even from the top to the bottom, really, because any team in that league could beat anyone on their day.
Yeah, definitely. And I think one of the things I like about football in general, but particularly the third and none, is the teams they just keep trying. They just don't. Even when they might be 4 or 5 goals down, they keep running, they keep fighting, they keep battling right to the end. And I think you very rarely see teams just kind of give up, or they have that pride and they keep playing, keep fighting. And I think it's really admirable. I think it's good.
It's good, because we did have like 2 rocky defeats right at the end of Danny's regime, shall we say, the Woodbridge Town away, and of course he had the Whitney United at home when we lost at Woodbridge 4-1, and then Whitney at home 5-1. So it's a bit of a kick in the teeth for the team, but what can you do, really? It's now past, and it was time for a new era, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think towards the end, I think the team had just got into quite a bit of a rut, to be honest. They just couldn't find a win. They just needed something to change, and obviously, Danny left, and I think left with everyone's, goodwill, and then Matt come in and took over the role with Jay Dennis and Todd Rake. They stayed on from the previous regime, and Craig Bibby joined as the assistant. So, I think from what I was told at the time, anyway, there was quite a lot of interest in the job. There was a lot of people who put themselves forward, and a lot of local people involved in football put themselves forward for the job, which is good to hear that the job was tempting to people. But I think I don't think there was a huge amount wrong with the team. So I think to bring in someone like Matt, who obviously and be supported by Jay and Todd, people who knew the players, knew the club, I think that was probably the sensible thing to do. But there wasn't a great deal wrong. So to have just completely kind of rip out everything that's gone before, bring in someone different with new ideas and stuff, maybe at that time when the team desperately needed some results to get clear at the bottom, I think probably was the right thing to do.
I would definitely bring in Matt Morton, because he was joint manager with Danny at the time, wasn't he, at the start of the season? And then Matt then came in. I think the players wanted him. I think the committee wanted him. I think the chairman wanted him. I know Danny left on good terms, which is good. I think they want Danny to come back in some kind of a role in the future. I don't know, but which will be good for him. And then, of course, with Matt going to his old team, Walsham and Lewis, I thought it would be it was quite good, really, because I went to that game, and of course then we did get the 3-2 win, which was amazing for Matt and the players, because you can see that they were actually up for it and wanted to win for Matt and the actual team as well.
Yeah, it was great. I wasn't there myself, but it was great to. I think I followed it on. It was on a Tuesday night, I think, wasn't it? I followed it on Twitter. And it was great. It was a late. I think was it a late goal, a late winner, I think. That day.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It was great. I think that's what they needed. They needed a win from somewhere just to boost the confidence. I think once they had that win, they were with. I think it was a feeling they could well go on a bit of a run, which is what happened. And from there, that was the best time of the season, I think, because from there they were flying. They went on. I think the next 7 games they won in the league. They won 6.
Yeah.
And the only defeat was Stowmarket, which
was right. Yeah.
The runaway leaders. So and them games as well. I think it was the best spell of the season for sure. A lot of them. There was I think 3-2 wins in a row as well, and all with late goals. And the team went from a team that a few weeks before couldn't find a win, couldn't find a point. All of a sudden, they didn't know where they would be, and they were just, you always kind of got that impression they were going to score a late goal, and that was definitely, I think, that was definitely the sort of the best part of the season for sure.
And definitely, and of course, Walsham and the Willows, there was actually a change of goalkeeper as well. We had that Jamie Murphy coming, the young goalkeeper, making his debut, I think, and he done really well in the Walsham and the Willows game. Of course, then we scored the 3 goals, and then, as you were saying, we had a bit of a run. Stowmarket, of course, we lost that 4-1, but then we did go and beat Norwich CBS in the Cup, and beat Galston, Hadley United, Haverhill Rovers, and Mildenhall. Of course, Mildenhall are a good team, and of course, then we beat Long Melford away, which went on to a decent run after that. I think we're unbeaten in November, and then, of course, in coming at the end of November, we played Brantham Athletic, and of course we played Thetford Town in the rerun of the cup final. Of course, we lost 7-0, didn't we?
Yeah, I think after that good run, it was after Christmas really. There was the team went through another poor spell really, when I think they couldn't again. It was a tough run. I think they lost 6 out of 8, couple of draws, and just started conceding a lot more goals than they probably should do really. And I couldn't quite put my finger on why they were conceding so many goals, because I don't think it was the personnel. The defenders are all players who have played many hundreds of games at this level, and if you don't, if you're not good enough, you wouldn't play many hundreds of games at this level. So I don't think it was the personnel. But I couldn't quite put my finger on why the team were conceding so many.
Yeah.
And probably someone who knows football a bit more than me will probably be able to explain. But I think they were conceding so many goals, they were never going to win. They're averaging, I think, about in 8 games they conceded 34 goals. That's 4 a game. If you conceding 4 goals a game, you're not going to be winning too many. So it was another tough spell really. Yeah,
definitely. But to be honest, I think the back 5 really hardly changed after the Walsham game, because we had Jamie Murphy in goal. You had Sam Bond playing on right back. You had Matt Morton playing in the centre with either Clark or Bailey as well, and then of course you have Luke Bailey, and of course you had Cusack on the left back. So most of those 6, shall we say, were always week in week out, which is good for the team, but they just couldn't find that click on how to stop conceding goals, which is bizarre really. But give them credit, they didn't really hold their heads up, and then just got on with the games really, because when we played Galston away, we won that 2-0 as well, which is good. But then just after Christmas, we played Wroxham, and of course we lost 4-0, and then January we went to Clacton. It was a 5-5 draw, which it's an incredible game to go and watch. I have to say that game had absolutely everything.
Yeah, I wasn't. It was a away game. I wasn't at the game. I think if I remember rightly, I was watching the game. I think it was either Histon or Cambridge City. I was watching the game there, so I didn't actually know the Thetford score until I got home.
Yeah. And
I remember looking at the Twitter, and it was like, well, it's 5-5. Just couldn't, just like, what's happened here? And you scanned through it. It sounded like an incredible game. And the thing is with Thetford, it's almost not a surprise to see that sort of score for Thetford in a way, because it'd be almost more of a surprise to see it 0-0, because the way they play is just kind of. They like to score goals, like to attack, like to play quite open at times. So but it was a crazy game, I think.
Yeah, it was very crazy. Of course, it basically had everything. Thetford had a sin bin right at the end. I think Clark went into the sin bin for about 10 minutes right before they scored the equaliser. We had Sam Bond sent off in the first half. I think it was 2-1 to us at the break, and then it was 2-2, and then there was mistakes, but to give them credit, to hold on for a point away from home against a good team like Clacton, I think they've done really well.
Yeah, definitely. I think one thing I will say about all the games I've watched Thetford played is you've been very few times where the players have not given 100%. You never felt like they've come off the pitch and not tried and not given their all. So I think that's all you can ask, really. I think that's one of the things I like about non-league football, really, as I say, is the players do always give their all, and I think the thing with Thetford, I mean, in the 3 seasons I've been watching, they've always been quite inconsistent sides. Sometimes you watch them, they're great, they play nice football, they'll go and beat a team who are towards the top of the table, but then they'll go and throw in a really bad performance the next week. They're just very inconsistent, but that's not a bad thing. And I think it is for watching them, and when I do the match reports, and so it actually makes it quite interesting. But you never really turn up to a game, you never really know what you're going to get.
Exactly, especially a few days later, we went to Mildenhall Town where it was really windy, it was raining, and it was absolutely horrible weather. And of course, then we lost 6-1, which is like strange, really, because I thought we were in it because we did. They did take the lead quite early on. They scored a second goal, and then we actually got a goal back from Tanner Cool. He done really well because he was the only striker what we had, and he played up front. I know we had Michael Campbell on the bench, but of course he hasn't been playing and doing different things. But I thought we were back in the game at half time, and then of course the floodgates open. It was 6-1 at the end of the game, really.
Yeah, I think speaking about Tanner Cool, I think the thing that maybe Thetford lacked this season was that goal scorer who could. That regular goal scorer like we had last season with Volta. I think this season there wasn't really. I think you said earlier, didn't you? It was 12. The top goal scorer had 12 goals this season.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably what they lack. I mean, I think at the start of the season, Michael Campbell was flying. He was scoring. But I think there was a real step up in his game at the start of the season. He was flying, but then I think I'm not sure if he's injured or I think he's in the forces. So I think he might have been away on work, so he was away for a bit. He started the season flying, and then obviously Tanner Cool come in kind of halfway through the season, or I think it was around that sort of time, that Walsham game. I think when Matt took over. Yeah,
I think he was actually playing against us at the Walsham game, and then I think a few days later, or a week later, he actually joined back with Thetford. I think so, which is good for us.
Yeah, I think he made a big difference. I think because he is a goal scorer, and he will, I think he got 10 by the end of the season. So
yeah.
He scored some crucial goals, I think, in that good spell.
Definitely.
When Matt took over as well.
Yeah, definitely. Then we played at home to Hadley United, 2-2 draw on there, and unfortunately then we lost 7-0 to Stonemarket. But Stonemarket, they've been pretty dominant for that season. Yeah. And of course, I think all teams for next season, I think they're going to be stronger. But we'll see. Whenever that starts, we'll see what happens. And of course, down the bottom of the league, we had Ely City. Of course, we lost to them as well at home. Went to Gold Manchester Rovers, lost 3-1, and then we played Woodbridge, which was because we had like a bit of a spell then, didn't we? Where we didn't play a game for about 3 or 4 weeks, did we?
Yeah, I think it was. It was the weather was quite bad. I think, wasn't it? There was a lot of games postponed.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Obviously, as it turned out, there'd be a lot more games postponed for other reasons towards the end of the season, but or null and void. And I think there was a spell where we didn't play for ages. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Then we played, as I say, Woodbridge, but we lost 6-3. But you never know. But then the final game of the season was a game against Ely City away from home, and we kind of needed that win. Because I was at the game, and there was another nearly 200 people there again on a Friday night under the lights. I think we kind of like playing under the lights especially on a Friday night. Give us that momentum and that 100% willing to win the game, and of course we did.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think we do seem to have better results when we play under floodlights, to be honest. I don't know if there's a reason for that, or if that's just a coincidence. But yeah, I think I agree with that. And yeah, that was a big game because I think after that bad run after Christmas, they were starting to look over their shoulders a little bit. They were down towards the bottom, and they weren't really in a relegation battle at that stage, but they still needed to get some wins to pull themselves clear. And that was a big game against Ely because Ely were below them, and if Ely had beaten Thetford that night, Thetford would have really been just sort of right down above the relegation zone. And then Galston, who were bottom, they were playing that night as well, and they were beating Walsham quite comfortably. And at half time, when Thetford were 2-0 down, it was looking a bit ominous because at the end of that unit, Thetford would have been, I think, 6 points clear of the drop as it stood at that time, and the teams below them had games in hand, so they would have been right in the mix. But then it all turned around in the second half. Didn't
it just? It's like I was been speaking to Scott Butter, the first team joint manager, and at Galston, and of course he was saying about the Walsham game. They won 6-0, which is an unbelievable score. Of course, Walsham were kind of close, and you had Hadley United as well, Ely City, of course, us as well, and then Woodbridge played. I can't remember who they played, but they were down the bottom as well. I think it was Hadley actually, and it was a 3-3 draw. So they were all good results in the end, which helped us. I think we were 5 points, 6 points clear of Ely City at a stage before the season finished. But when Johnny Conroy scored that goal just before half time, I think it was to make it 2-1, and then Max scored from after the corner, make it 2-2, and then they had a free kick. Ely City had a free kick in our area that got cleared on a counter, and then Tanako, as you were saying, clinical striker, got the winner, which was amazing, really, for us.
Yeah, it was. It really needed that, and I think as well, obviously, with how things have transpired since, to finish on that win was, I think, a good end to the season. We actually, started the season with a win and finished the season with a win, and that result obviously left them 9 points clear of the bottom spot. And I actually think it would have been a really interesting relegation battle this year, because there was a lot of teams involved. There's probably maybe 7 or 8 teams, and there wasn't a huge amount of points between them, and various teams had games in hand. So I think it would have actually been a really interesting relegation battle, and no team deserved. I think, obviously, with as things have transpired since, I think there's no team deserved to go down this year, because it was so unpredictable what team would have finished bottom of the table.
Exactly.
I think Thetford would have been fine. Obviously, as I say, 9 point gap, and I think that win against Ely would have given them so much confidence. And maybe I'm speaking a bit biased here, but I think would have given them so much confidence going into the last 8 games that I think they would have pulled quite comfortably clear, I think.
Yeah, definitely. But we finished the season. We're still in the Premier Division for next season. Of course, everyone will be in the Premier Division next season, which will be good. I think everyone will be stronger, including us, including Galston as well. Teams below us, they probably have a point to prove, and even the top 5 in the league as well, like Stowmarket, Wroxham, Stanway Rovers, Woodbridge, Newmarket Town as well. They've all got a point to prove at the end of the day.
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously next season, no one knows when it's going to start, and I think there shouldn't be any rush to get it started. But obviously, the conditions need to be safe and right, particularly for the players as well as the supporters, of course, because they're the ones who are probably going to be more close contact and more at risk. So I think it needs to be safe and right, however long that takes. I think as much as we all want kind of football back and miss it, I think it's always going to be there.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think it needs to be, there's bigger things at play, and it needs to be safe before we start again. But I think, I think it's going to be it's very interesting league, because I think you can easily go. There's not a lot in it, really. I think this year you had Stowmarket, who were very dominant, obviously. Probably would have run away with the league. You have to feel a bit sorry for them for what they've put into the club and to not be promoted, but. I was hoping maybe when it does start again, I'm sure they'll go on and win it again next time. But then you had, I think, the teams that come second, third, fourth, and fifth, who are all challenging for second. Wroxham, Norwich United, Stanway, and Newmarket.
Yeah.
And I think apart from Stowmarket and them 4 teams, the other 15 teams in the division, I don't think there's a huge amount between them. I think anyone could beat anyone on any given day, to be honest. So definitely. I think it's a very competitive league, and I think you look at Thetford's finished 16th in the table, but it's probably a bit below par. They probably are capable of more than that, but at the same time, it is a very competitive league. You really have to work for the results, and everyone's fighting, everyone's battling, and it's just a very competitive division generally. So I think that's why everyone really enjoys it.
Yeah, definitely. So Simon, who was your player of the season for Thetford then? Who stood out for you?
I think there's a few. I think the player of the season for me, I think first of all, I think Ross Bailey he's probably my favourite player in terms of his ability. I wish I could pass a football left and right foot with the accuracy that he does. To be honest, he's a very, very talented player. We enjoy watching him. I think he's had another good season. I'd probably give it to the other Bailey, Luke Bailey. I think he's played regularly this season and sort of made that sort of left centre back role, and he's had a very good season. Got a lot of quality, a lot of ability. He's very good on the ball. He's linked up very well with Andy Cusack on the left-hand side as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think he seems to be playing more regularly now, which is good. And I think if he continues to do that, I'm sure we'll see further improvement from him. But he's undoubtedly a very talented player, I think.
Well, I'm going to actually say I actually do agree with you. I think Luke Bailey is my player of the season as well, because he's been there ever since the start of the season. He's been there. He was playing every week, especially on that centre defence, because he had Matt Morton as well. He's Nathan Clark, Sam Bond with him as well, and of course you had Cusack on the left-hand side. So he really has brought to the team a really good attitude. I think he's my player of the season this year. Hopefully, it would be there for next season as well. Hopefully, that will continue for him. But there's many players you can say about Elliot Smith as well, club captain. You can say about Sam Bond. You can say about Max Manderson. He top goal scorer. Tanner Cole coming in at the middle of the season, scoring 10 goals. Of course, Max got 12 goals. So it looks the future looks good. Of course, you had the young goalkeeper. Jamie Murphy as well, come in, done really well. Okay, he may say himself that he made mistakes, but as a goalkeeper, and he's only young, for coming in to play for Matt's first game against Walsham, I think he's done really well, especially when he saved penalties as well over the season. I think he's going to be quite good for us as well, definitely.
Yeah. I thought Michael Campbell. I thought he started the season, as I said earlier. I think he started the season. He was fantastically well and. Scoring goals, and then as I say, kind of had a break for. Wasn't sure if it's work or injury, but I think had he had a full season, I think he would have probably come into contention. I think Liam Hemming as well. He hasn't really played regularly. He's been in and out of the team, but he's been a new sign this season. He's done very well. He looks very talented. And I agree about I think Jamie Humphrey in goal. I think he's only about 16, 17 years old, and I think to come in to. He was replacing Will Viner, who was probably twice as old as him, to be honest, and obviously a hugely experienced non-league keeper. And Jamie's come in and he's done fantastically well for someone so young. Particularly as you don't see too many players of his age playing at this level, and particularly as a goalkeeper as well. And I think there's a lot more to come from him. He's hopefully we'll see what happens, but hopefully when football does start again, Matt keeps faith with him in goal. I'm not sure. Maybe you might want to bring in a more experienced goalkeeper. I don't know, but I would like to think that Jamie will be given the chance to sort of continue to make that show his own. Really.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe Matt may bring in another reserve goalkeeper. I know you've got the reserves, and hopefully the under-18s are going to be starting for the next season as well. So hopefully they may bring in another goalkeeper to just to test Jamie a little bit more. But I still think Jamie will be number one next season. Hopefully that will continue. There you go.
Yeah, definitely. I think. Sorry to interrupt. I think it's even at this level where you have kind of a non-league level step 5. I think there's still lots of people watching. There's still quite a bit of pressure and a bit of attention. So it's a lot. It's a lot of pressure for someone so young to come in and. Hopefully, he's got surrounded by a lot of experienced players at the club. I think a lot of players have played a lot of football, quite significantly older. So hopefully they've helped him and continue to help him sort of settle in. Because I'm sure he'll make mistakes. He's only a young goalkeeper, but there's undoubtedly a lot of talent there. And I think if Thetford keep hold of him, he could be the number one goalkeeper for years to come, or even maybe go on to a higher level potentially if he develops right.
Exactly, definitely. But the club have done really well in the community, haven't they? Really, especially with this pandemic going on, with the donations for the NHS. I think that's a really good gesture from Chairman Nigel and of course the team. I think that's a really good gesture.
Yeah, well, I think that's probably you talk about highlights of the season. That was probably the main highlight. Really. I think it was a great gesture from the players to put in. They put in. I think it was. I'm not sure the exact figures. It's certainly over 2,000. I think it was more towards 2,500.
Yeah.
And it started. I think with the club. I think the club and the chairman they put some money in to provide some masks, which were being made by a company for who Dave Skip, who's the vice chairman, he works for. So they produced some masks for the local community for healthcare workers and carers. Then I think the players made a donation as well towards that, and then they decided to put their entire end of season fund to West Suffolk Hospital in Bury.
Exactly.
It was a great gesture, and sort of such a large amount of money as well. And these are kind of players, probably a significant amount of money to some of them. So then to kind of give that back to the community, I think was a really nice touch, and hopefully the community kind of can pay them back in a way and come and watch more games and support the club a bit more as well. So yeah, I think that was a really good thing to do.
Definitely, most definitely. But one other thing, Simon, what is your aims for next season, really, for Thetford? What would you like to see at the club?
I think the thing, probably the one thing I'd like to see from Thetford in the next few seasons would be improvement in the cup competition, because I don't think they've really done themselves. Although they've done well, and when I say cup competitions, obviously they've done recently reached finals in Challenge Cup and Senior Cup, but it'd be great to see them have a bit of a run in the Vars or the FA Cup, because they're the competitions which I think really excite non-league fans at particularly this level. But Thetford haven't really had a good run in either competition, I think, for a long time. Certainly in the 3 seasons I've fought them, they haven't done much. So I think that should be an aim, and just to try and progress. And I think if you can have a run in the Vars, as some teams in our league have done this year, I think it just generates so much excitement, generates a lot of revenue as well. But it's great for the players, great for the support, it's great for the club. So that would be good if we could get to the 4th round, for example, of the Vars, or get through a few of the qualifying rounds in the FA Cup and have a big tie at home against a team from a few steps higher, for example. I think that would be a good aim for the club.
Definitely. See if we can do the highlights with like Stowmarket and Wroxham when they've got over 1,000 fans to go and watch the game at Wroxham. That was quite incredible, really.
Yeah, definitely. I think if there was a big game, I think people in the town would turn out for it. So that would be. I think that would be good. That would be probably the one thing that I'd really like to see in the next few seasons would be that a good cup run in one of them competitions. But it's not at the same time. I appreciate it's not easy. There's it's tough ties, but that would be the one thing.
Yeah, good. One final thing for you, Simon. Since I've been going to watch Thetford Town, it's like the social media side of it, really. It seems to be growing and growing and growing, really, because you keep seeing people popping up everywhere. Like myself, you've got the Thetford YouTube channel, you've got Stowmarket YouTube channel, and of course you've got others as well, like Brantford Athletic as well. Do you think it's a good thing?
Yeah, it's great. And I think Thetford as well are particularly good at it. I mean, it's not. I was looking through the teams in the league and thinking what they do, and I think Thetford probably do more than most clubs in the division, probably with the exception of Stowmarket, who obviously are kind of very professional run anyway. So, and their output is very good. But I think Thetford do. I mean, the videos that yourself and Kevin Barretto do, they're probably clubs at step 2, step 3 who don't have anything like that, to be honest. So to have that at the club is great. I mean, I think Al does a fantastic job with the Twitter. He goes to pretty much every game, so he's always updating. People who don't go to the away games, for example, always have an update of what's going on. So I think it's excellent, and I think it's good for the people that are actually doing it as well. As well as obviously the sort of people who enjoy the output. I think for the actual people that do it, it's probably quite beneficial, and they enjoy doing it. So I think it's a big positive, I think.
That's good. So, Simon, I thank you very much for joining me on the podcast. I hope you enjoyed the season review.
Yeah, thanks very much, Lee. Thank you.
No worries. And for people who are listening, thanks very much, and we'll see you on the next one.